How do you define rock and roll?
I think that it's an attitude, and I think that it's basically have fun and stay free, and experiment a lot, have an open-minded vision and this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can be rock and roll also playing jazz music.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't depend on the kind of music.
It's a way of being. It's a way of seeing the music and living the music.
Yeah.
It's not just the distortion. Everybody is able to put distortion on the guitar.
It's just something that runs into your brain since the day you were born.
Yeah, it's the freedom that you have when you live your life and when you play music in general, I think.
Yeah.
So when people say rock and roll's been dead, do you agree with that or do you disagree?
No.
It transformed
Okay. It's taken on different
as
forms?
everything else. Like Madonna is different from Olivia Rodrigo, but they're both pop. Like everything develops and
Yeah.
changes. And also rock and roll is changing. And it's also influencing other genres. Now we hear a lot of like distorted guitars in rap music and in pop music, and it's just something that other genres took from there, as everything else always did. And then the trend is, I don't know, it always comes back and goes away. So
Would you consider yourselves students of history? Because you've talked about, being heavily inspired by the past, but putting a modern twist on it.
yeah,
Things are cyclical.
yeah, a lot. But of course, every time it comes back with a new characteristic. So I just think that we have to put it back in the charts and have some people to represent it, like 2 or 3 iconic bands or iconic performers of that kind of music, and it will come back as a trend as in the 70s or in the 90s.
How is rock and roll different today in 2021, 2022 than it was 70s, 80s, 90s?
That's good.
That's a nice question.
I don't know. I think that during the 70s, lots of bands have the opportunities to, experiment really, really, really a lot with the music,
Yeah.
For example, just thinking about, Jimmy Page with the, I don't know the word in English, that's the violino.
With the violin.
With the
stick.
violin stick that play his guitar, sorry.
His guitar.
Yeah, it's guitar. And I don't know, I think that the bands from the past have maybe more chance to experiment with their music,
Yeah, everything was new
Yeah,
at the time.
everything was new.
Like
and
that.
also, for the phone, I don't know, during the gigs, for example, that now we have the phone
there were
and
no
we can
phones.
record it, I don't know.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, and during the 70s, it was really,
Every time it was
yeah,
an event.
exactly, it was an event.
You never know what they're going to
Yeah.
do.
Exactly.
And now you play one gig and everybody knows everything.
Yeah,
All the
exactly.
schedule and everything you're gonna do on the stage.
It's interesting.
Yeah, everything is more, I don't know, like a fast food now.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you have to reinvent yourself more often.
Yeah, and also lots of culture for the gigs, and the club that play lots of music, lots of different artists that you can, see every night that you hang
Yeah,
out.
at the time there was a culture of live music. Now is everything is streamed or
Just thinking about in Italy, for example, we don't have lots of club when we can see lots of different bands. We don't have this kind of culture for the band, and for this, it's very hard for a rock band and in general for a
It's
band.
really good, yeah.
Exactly, reach the top.
It's true. I mean, one, like the competition's crazy because you can stream and you can get art and hear performances, see performances everywhere. But to your point of like a fad, like you have to keep reinventing yourself.
Yeah.
Is that a fun challenge or is that a taxing challenge? Because while you reinvent yourself, you have to question your identity at a certain point. Do you know what I'm saying?
I have to say that like now we have 2 albums and we're in our 20s, so it's still fun. I think that when you wrote like 10 albums, it becomes to get like serious. Like what the fuck am I gonna say now? But we're not at that point.
Where do you see yourselves going? Like, do you have a plan in your head, or is a part of being rock and roll letting it be free and it just goes where it goes?
We want to live it day by day.
So you have no want to create a certain amount of albums? tour a certain amount?
We want to play as long as we can. Just as long as we can. It's not 20 years, 30 years, 10 years. It's as long as we can.
How do you ensure that? How do you make sure that you're performing for as long as you can?
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy, both mentally and physically?
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
Yeah. And also take care of our relationship.
I mean, has to be the biggest priority.
Yeah.
Like we've talked to people from Spice Girls to BTS to all of these bands. And the biggest thing is, like, they all say it at one point, it's them insulated against the world. You know what I mean? Like, all you have at the end of the day, obviously there's management and there's label and everything, but the reality is all you have at the end of the day is the four of you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So keeping that as healthy as humanly possible, how do you ensure health, though? Like, is there a way to have discussions both creatively, make decisions, where people feel seen?
I think the only way is not letting anything unsaid, like to say everything, to have the freedom of say everything.
And to feel safe enough.
Yeah.
And also to be okay with being attacked, maybe.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, you have to take your scan.
Yeah, absolutely. Also for, Brazilian new music, it's important to stay chill with us and this kind of stuff. Or, I don't know.
The environment has to be good. Otherwise, everything is too stressful. And of course, we had periods where we were like fighting, and it was like twice stressful.
Yeah, because we are of course for persons,
Different people.
Different people. So this is I think the art part into the band, but at the same time it's the cool part into the band, because you have like 4 people then thinking all days, and so I don't know, it's good, especially when you create new music or when you're thinking about I don't know, or to create the stage, or I don't know, lots of things.
But it's, to your point, it's like it's 4 different people thinking on their own. They all have different ideas. You need to collaborate and come together. There's so many things creatively that need to be done.
Exactly.
Wow. So you have to fight, and that's a part of growing pains. But also, like, if you're not like having an intense collaboration, is it even worth it? People get passionate and heated for things they care the most about.
Yeah.
What's the rock scene like in Rome? Is there one?
Doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't exist.
Of course, we have lots of emergent bands. I don't know the word.
Upcoming.
Exactly, upcoming bands, and so we have this kind of scene, but we don't have a mainstream scene. For example, the people that have my age used to,
they don't know who Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, exactly. Or used to play music with Logic on the computer, for example, and this kind of music, But it's strange see a guitar into a shop, Was oh my god, what is this? No way. But because I think that I don't know, it's strange. It's strange. We don't have a really strong culture for the music. For example, in Los Angeles and also in London, you have a really strong culture for the music. The Club Roxy, the Whiskey A Go Go.
Yeah, all in one block. The Viper Room.
Yeah, the Viper Room. Yeah, but really culture. And the youngest guy used to,
hang around.
hang around and also buy a guitar into a guitar shop and I don't know, make jam session. And this is the main power of the music, I think. And in Italy we don't have this kind of culture, but of course we have lots of bands that try to play. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there are
make
a lot of
it.
musicians that are trying, of course.
Yeah.
Like the rock scene is not a real thing. That's the matter. So you have to find more than we can say maybe a classic musician, or in general, because the rock in general in Italy is not something that is taken like serious way. So that's why.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have the culture for the band. We have the culture, I don't know, for the lead singer and the band that
For
stay
other music
back
also.
and play for the lead singer. I think that's a pity, I don't know.
Is there a part of you that wants to reestablish that rock scene or create a rock scene in
we
Italy?
we don't have that goal. We think about ourselves.
Yeah.
We're selfish. On
Selfish
that point-
energy.
On that point of view, yeah.